Well, hello folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Let's get right on into it. All right, let's pull up that screen. All right, Aitx, that huge order that we were anticipating has come in. It's been confirmed, and it's bigger than what we thought. So that's great news. A to the I to the T to the X. All right, we're going to talk about that order here in just a second, but first let's talk about the macro issues. Of course, the market's way down today, I think about 700-800 points. Not a shock given the fact that it was actually up yesterday, even though they went up on interest rates by 3/4 of a point, which is one of the largest increases I've ever seen. It's been a really long time since I saw anything more than 0.5 point, and that's been years ago. We've been at darn near zero for years. And of course, that had to be done because we're at 8.6% inflation, which I think is a lie. I think it's more than 12 to 15. I call it CPI, not the CPI. And because wholesale's at 10.8. So if wholesale's 10.8, you know retail's higher than that. So it's, unless you think people aren't passing on those costs, they have to. And they usually have to have a little profit on top of that. So I think it's higher. Gas prices are at $5 a gallon. Nothing's being done about it other than a letter to the oil companies getting mad at them. That's not going to do anything whatsoever. So, you know, we've got a lot of things that are just really working against us. And I don't care what the leadership tells us, it's not good.
Please disperse. Nothing to see here, please.
Yep, that's pretty much what it's like whenever one of them come out and tell us, oh, the economy's great. It's doing so good. We got all these jobs back, and we've created all these jobs. And I'm going, those are the jobs that were lost during the damn Rona. Those aren't created. They're just coming back. I don't get that at all. That's taking credit for something that would have happened naturally. Now, when you create a job, that's different. That's when you go above and beyond how many jobs we had before the Rona. So anyway, let's get into something positive. And that's Aitx. RAD receives anticipated large order. We knew they were talking about 37 units being ordered, and that was anticipated. It's turned into 50 units. It said they added 13 additional ROSA security robots. And if you've seen the ROSA, it's a really cool product. It's definitely their best-selling product, and I think it's going to be a little home run for them consistently over the years. And they did it through their authorized dealer, which is DSI Security Services, which is a huge security company with over 4,500 employees and more than $100 million in annual revenue. So they're one of the big dogs. So they got 44 ROSAs ordered and 6 of those AVAs. And an AVA, as you know, is a check-in device and a security device as people roll into different properties. So the end user is a global leader in transportation manufacturing industry with a presence in over 60 countries. So they're thinking they're going to get more than 50 on this thing, I'll bet you. It says RAD devices will be used at 5 of the end user distribution centers. The end user is undergoing a modernization of their entire guarding and security profile. It says over the course of the past year and a half, we've done a lot of business with RAD, and this order indicates that our clients are hungry for cost-effective solutions that do the job, and these products can save up to 90% in payroll. So it's a huge savings over time. It says we're thrilled to be representing RAD and being out in front and taking their products to the market. I completely understand that. They're having a very tough time getting the manpower necessary for security jobs, and they're having to pay a lot more. So these products are ideal for a big company that's got to find savings where they can. Said we presented to a DSI gathering just a few weeks ago, and the reps were very enthusiastic about RAD. They indicated that several big opportunities were on the horizon and ready to pop, said Mark Fulmer, president of RAD. Just about all of their corporate clients are filling the hole created by employment vacancies with automation. I expect that this is just the tip of the iceberg, and they may be right about that. If you're going to take 37 units, you might as well take an even 50, said Steve Reinhardt. Our sales pipeline has significantly more multi-unit opportunities than single-unit deals. I think we've moved past the fear of being first. And I think this is big. When you see a big company take on 50 units, that's going to make the other companies go, oh, okay, I'm not the first person to put my toe in the water. And it says we may be well into the fear of missing out, something I no longer suffer from when it comes to stocks, I'll go ahead and tell you. You may not either. It says, especially when RAD can save companies millions of dollars like we're doing with this order from DSI. By deploying RAD solutions like ROSA and AVA, they can save up to 90%, like we said, and sometimes up to 95% in subsequent years, when compared to one robot to one man guarding alternative performing the same property surveillance or access control tasks, and you don't have the liability. It says RAD's parent company Aitx has filed for uplisting to the OTCQB. Future announcements will be made, and that's good. And here's why the OTCQB is good. It means you can trust their numbers even better because they've been audited. It's harder to be an OTCQB company as opposed to a pink current OTC company. And let's take a little look-see at the outstanding shares and all of that. Let's see, they're at 4.919, so it has gone up just a little bit. I think it was 4.89 last time I checked it. They do have 5 billion outstanding shares available, authorized shares, I mean. And their outstanding is 4.9, so they're either going to have to raise this or take out a loan or do something along those lines. It's the one thing that's holding me off on this company of taking a position in it. And I've looked at their balance sheet. They've got about $4 million on their balance sheet, and they need more money than that. I keep saying that because it's important. I said there's two problems with this company that they need to solve, and they're working hard on one of them, big time, which is revenue. They need more revenue if you look at the profit and loss, and I'll do that now. Again, you know, they're sitting here at 4.6 million in cash. The reason they need more than that is right here. Even though the revenues went up almost 500%, which is really good year over year, you know, they're losing money. And you can see that right here with their expenses, because their expenses have gone up quite a bit, and they need quite a bit of money to get through this growth phase, and they don't have it on their balance sheet. Not that they can't get it. Of course they can, but I want to know how and how much. But that's what they need. So they're starting to solve this problem by increasing their year-over-year revenue. And like I said, they've already gone up 500%. And if they could do that again, that would be really nice, or something close to that, and continue this super high growth, because they need it. They really do. The stock itself, as you can see, it's sitting on this support of 1.4 cents. And it's actually up 3% today, obviously, on that news that the order was confirmed. And that's a huge order. That's just, I don't want to minimize it at all. It's a big order. So it is hanging tough, which look, nothing's hanging tough today. Penny stocks are getting ravaged today. I mean, you look at even some of the better penny stocks that have really been doing well, like Aitx. Humble's getting crushed. Aitx is getting hit. And even the big stocks are getting hit. I mean, across the board, anywhere from 7 to 10% on almost any stock out there is getting hit today. So it's good to see Aitx hanging in there and actually up a little bit. Had this been a year and a half ago, this stock would have skyrocketed on this news. But we're in a totally different world right now. So I've talked about Aitx a bunch. This is a company I root for hard. I really want it to be successful. I love the sector they're in. I like their products a lot. But they had two problems. Number one is they need to drive their revenue. This is a big order. This will help a lot. So they're starting to solve that first problem. The second problem is they need more cash on the balance sheet, because they're in high growth phase, and they're in the build it and they will come phase. And that's a tough phase. It's very risky and it's tough, and they need more money. They can raise it, but I want to know how and when and how much. And when they do that second phase, I'll be buying this stock. I'll be a lot more comfortable. Right now, I have no fear of missing out on anything, because this is a very dangerous market, and I'm only buying carefully. All right, folks, and that's Aitx today. Look, this is big news. You know, there's no candy coating it. This is great. And the bears are not happy. You know, they were out there giving Aitx hell, saying, oh, well, you know, they didn't even get it confirmed. It's just a phony order. Well, it's not phony now, and it's a lot bigger. So 50 units is very significant. If you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Lets me know to continue to cover Aitx. And if you haven't seen him as Jack Sparrow, I'll attach the other video on the end. You can check it out. It was my last Aitx video. But anyway, I hope you did like the content, and we'll see you next time on Mr. Frugal Investor.